the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. So I wrote a game breakdown, so feel free to pause it, but Terminal 81 takes about 4 to 5 hours for 960G. You need 3 runs for 3 different endings. A Great Dancer worth 30G is to get in the one that will take you the longest. I provide some tips when we get up to it, but it really should have been 5k, 10k, and 15k for the scores, not 20k. I also found 2 glitches to make the Supermarket Simulator part easier. One will cause a game-breaking bug, but I will warn you of that. And there are 2 RNG achievements that can show up at any time. The Motorcycle and Big Smoke. They could appear at any point in your days or different runs than when mine did, so keep checking for those 2. I again will point them out while doing the guide. But anyway, Sudden Fall here with a guide for Terminal 81. So let's get going. I would advise turning the brightness up. You can watch the cutscene or skip it, the choice is yours. You're going to be playing through 3 times, so at one point you might want to watch it. I refer to this day as Day 0 because it's just the tutorial. So we're going to be going through for the bad ending first. I'm only going to be showing the first glitch on the bad ending, and then the second supermarket glitch on the second bad ending, which will be after this ending. So you want to go to the bed to sleep, and then we can start our day by going to the door. From here, you want to pretty much run to the end of the street. Not exactly end of the street, but I'm going to anyway just to show you the easiest way to find where you got to go. You will get used to it eventually. So right here, as you can see, it's the end of the street, and this is the supermarket. The supermarket is where you have your job, where this is the simulator part, where we have to scan items, take out trash, like the trash there. If you get it on your tasks, there's a puddle of water, for example, garbage and insects in the supermarket that I have to get rid of. And then we want to start this job on the first day. We have to talk to the boss here. Doesn't really matter what you say to him here, so that's why I'm not suggesting anything. This just requires us to do this ending just requires us to do our job and ignore everything else, basically. So it's a good one to start with, in my opinion. That's why I picked it as our first ending of 3 to do. I have also fast forwarded a lot of the waiting around and stuff just to make the video shorter. So to spray the bugs, you pull out the spray with RB once you pick it up, and then you push Y to drop it once you've sprayed them. For the mopping up things, you have to get out the bucket and then the mop, and then you have to mop the area and then dunk the mop in the bucket every now and again. It's probably the most annoying one because there's a slight bug that if you don't empty the mop after you're done, that it will stay for the next time and you'll have to empty it sooner. As you can see, there's shopping people in. You'll also get thieves. We'll deal with them in a minute. Just push B to get the trash bags. So if someone's picking up a Just be careful of opening up doors. Sometimes they won't open correctly. If someone's picking up a basket, they're not a thief. And if you see someone come in that doesn't pick up a basket, follow them until you can push B. And that's how you can get rid of a thief. So like over here, this is a thief. Push B, and they will run off, dropping whatever they're trying to steal. So for the glitch, you basically take both items, scan them, like our job, put them in the bag, take the payment method, be it a card or credit, put it in the cash register, and then we can leave. So this is where I fast forwarded it, because what I'm doing right now to make sure that we have accurate stats. Basically, I'm not getting punished for any thieves. Is the person will wait at the register and the others will wander around and not leave in anger. So we can basically wait out the time for the job to finish while also stopping all the thieves that come through. This guy is not important again, so I just fast forwarded through him. As you can see, I just stopped the thief, so I didn't get any punishment. It takes a little while to get through the day. Alright, so and so we want to make $200 for another 2 achievements. Ignore the guy sitting there. We just actually want to head home because that's all this playthrough requires. Is to go to work and ignore everything else. To go home, you go to the bus stop, click B on the bus stop, And this will take you home where we can save it. To save it, well, first we'll go to bed. So we're on day 2 now. To save it, you want to go up to this thing here, and you can save it here. This is the only time you can save. You can't save until after work, because if you try to, you can't go home. So I'll talk about it later when we get up to it, but playthrough 3 is going to be the majority playthrough, where we do like the random achievements like the motorcycle and big smoke, and then also the dance achievement that I mentioned in the breakdown. So again, we have to do our pending tasks. You just have to walk up to the cash register to start it. This time you don't need to talk to the boss. So we have to restock shelves, we have to spray glass panels. The shelves one, you just have to hold the object and you'll see like a blue glow. That lets you know which shelf to restock. And then for the spray liquid, we just need to find the glass. I'll collect the trash while I'm here. You just need to spray the glass. It can be these ones or it can be the ones behind me. You just have to repeatedly push B to spray it as well. And that'll clean the glass, and then you can push Y to drop the object. Just keep checking for thieves because we don't want to lose any money on these days. And we can throw the trash into the bin here, and that's all my dailies. You can catch thieves too if you're quick enough, as you can see here. I just caught her, so I didn't get punished. Scan the objects. Take the cash, put the cash in the cash register, and now we can watch for thieves. Again, we will occasionally have people that come to talk to us, but we don't really care about that. So again, I'm going to fast forward. And all I'm really doing is catching the thieves and waiting till the job ends so I can serve the last customers. So here we have Mateo coming in. Now again, for this playthrough it doesn't matter what you say to him, but in a couple of playthroughs it will, so feel free to say whatever you want to him for this playthrough. But I did figure I'd unpause it because I could talk a bit about him. So he will be important for the next playthrough. Back to fast forwarding it. You can periodically check the clock, like I just did, and it'll tell you when there's a minute left and it's close to job finish. That's when I usually go and serve the customers that are left. Whatever you scan last, you can actually see what it cost and what it's called, if you wanted to know that. In this case, it was shampoo. And then once we've served the last customer, we can leave again. As you can see, no faults committed, which is what you want because you get the 50 bucks for it, or the 50 real, because it's not AU or anything, it's Brazilian. But now we just want to head home with our 100 real. Go to sleep and then save it. This will move us on to day 3. Now we get to head to work again. And you'll see a carnival guy in front of the shop. There's also the other employee in the shop, but we don't need to talk to him either. We just need to do our tasks. If you choose to do them first, you could wait till after the shop is closed, like I said. The trash bins can sometimes be located in other places, as for example here, which is good. I'm glad that it changed its spot so it could show you. So then we want the posters, which we haven't had yet, so it's good I can show you those. And we want to restock as well. So we'll restock first because that requires us to be inside the shop, whereas when we put on the posters, it will require us to be outside the shop. So once you've restocked, we can just drop the box. We got a thief right here, so first we'll deal with them.
Hey.
And then we can put the posters on the wall like so. It will be on different spots that you have to place them on the walls, just to be aware of that. As you can see here, it says welcome worker and your name, which is kind of cool, until you scan your first item. Right now I'm just waiting for thieves since no one's come to the counter. Oh, there we go. Hopefully this guy gives me a credit card so I can show you what. But now we can fast forward through the day again. And this time we'll come up with another person. Again, it doesn't really matter what we say to her, but you can see that she's not a very nice person from what she's saying to us. So now I can continue fast forwarding again. real in our pockets. Sounds like someone's having fun. Let's ignore that. And go home and to sleep. So now we're on to day 4. So don't forget to save it. And now I can head to work again. During my bad playthrough, the first one, I actually didn't get the
Hey!
As you can see, we haven't made any faults, so that's what we want. So we can fast forward through the day again. So right here, you'll have police as well. So I'm doing the second glitch that I'll show in the second playthrough. Police can pull you out of it and basically bug it so that you can't have conversations. I didn't include a clip of this. I didn't think it was necessary. I just show you how to prevent it. So when it comes to days with cops, it's better to do the glitch this way. Hence why I chose it this way, because I didn't want the glitch to bug out on our first playthrough. The police were basically just asking about the scream and if we heard anything, which we didn't, because we went home. Alright, so the day. So now that the job's over, we can again turn off the power to finish the job, and this gets us 200 reals. Which is perfect, because now we get to get some achievements on our bad playthrough. So you want to go to this thing here and buy the living room set. This will get you your first achievement. We've got a couch and a TV now. So you want to turn on the TV.
Ello gays. Todavía ve a list of top 5 flopa. Número 5. Flopper.
And we get to watch Flopper on TV. Now we can head to bed. Save our game, and we can head to the shop again. Day 5. But before we head to the shop, head this way. Talk to this guy. And see his drink menu. Buy the big beer. Then hover over it and pick it up with B. Then we can leave. Now we want to head down this way. We're going to get a couple of other achievements out of the way for this playthrough, so we don't have to do them in another playthrough. I figured since it's the bad playthrough, let's be bad. So open this door here. This is the police station. Don't worry, they won't mind that we're doing this. Go into the holding cells, which is right here. And you'll see that woman that was not very nice to us in a cell. Interacting with her gets us an achievement, and then this guy here, we have to give him the beer. Once you give him the beer, he'll not only give us 25 bucks, which was really kind of him, but he'll also give us an achievement. And then over here we can interact with this magazine, push A on it, and we'll get this picture of the rock and another achievement. So from here we can head back to work. So we got 5 achievements out of the way now that we don't have to do later. And now it doesn't matter if you make 50 real or not, but I'm still going to do it that way because it's just easier and gives us something to do while we're waiting around for the day to end. I'll also unpause it when we've got certain characters to talk to, just so I can give a little bit of info for the later playthroughs. And hopefully I'll get some different jobs so I can... But before I do that, I'll serve this customer. If you take too long to serve a customer, they will walk off. You gave me cash as well. And we'll just leave that in the register. Go do the rest of our job now. So as you can see, they're down here this time, so we just have to put them here. And then here.
Hey!
So now we can skip through the day again. Here I just decided to serve the customers. As you can see, you can get them to interrupt you during the conversations with customers as well. Ignore what the boy says. And I'm going to speed it up while I'm doing this just to get through them. Just because you know the drill by now, we serve the customers, we keep away the thieves, and then because we got our 200 real, it doesn't matter if they actually do steal from you. So if you didn't want to bother with all that, you didn't have to. I just figured it gives us something to do since we've got to cycle through the days till we can get towards the bad ending. We're almost done and all the customers are served up. So we can head to the thing and turn it off now straight away, which is actually nice for once. So So we can talk to Daniel or go home, and of course we're not going to be talking to Daniel. We're just going to go home. Sorry, Daniel. I should mention I did discover a way to get out the map, and I have a couple of other fun little glitches, so I'll be adding that at the end of the video as a kind of blooper since we're up to day 6. There are 8 days for this particular playthrough, and 7 for the others, so we're getting close to the end. We just have more days where we have to do our job as the checkout chick. This is where the boss will want to talk to us. So he will interrupt me while I'm doing my tasks. I like to get the tasks out of the way because then you can just close up. But like I said, the choice is yours on how you want to play. You can save them for after your shift. No thieves. That's what I always like to check for. The boss is following me. Let me paste this up first. Isn't he nice? He waited. And that's all our jobs. And I also have someone at the cash register, so that's nice. Again, I'm just going to cycle through the day. Serve the customers. I'm not going to bother doing the glitch because we don't need the money. I'm only doing the job because it gives me something to do. Otherwise we'd be just sitting around waiting for the day to pass. And again, Mateo comes in. We've got 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes left, sorry. In the later playthroughs, I times it by 8 over 4. I just wanted you to get an idea of what we have to do, so I left it at 4 for this playthrough. And again, we got the woman that we saw in the cell talking to us. So we can be rude to her since this is our bad playthrough, because no one cares. So I let one person steal something because I wanted to show you that you lose money if they do steal something, because you've heard me say it, but I haven't really shown it. So the day's over now. So when we turn off the lights, you'll see we get 45. You lose 5 for each time they steal, but it stops at 25. So if you just let them customers walk out and people steal, you'll get 25, which is half of what you could earn if you didn't let them all run away. But as you can see, there was Daniel's body in that. So because we didn't go to the park, he died. Sorry, buddy. But we're not going to go to the police station either, we're just going to go home. Sorry, dead body, but it's no big deal, we'll just go to work tomorrow.
Ello gays go. Flopara. Número.
So we're up to day 7 now. And again, we want to head into the shop and we want to start our day. So again, just going to cycle through the day. And you're my last customer of the day. So now this day's over and we've only got 1 day left. Yay. So we can turn off the lights to the supermarket and then we can leave back home. Go to sleep and it's now day 8.
Ello gays. Flopara.
So we want to head to work. You can stop at the convenience store if you decide you want a flashlight for this part, but I think you can do without until the good playthrough, so I don't use the flashlight till then. So we want to start the day up. And once the lights turn out, that's when he's coming for us, so we just have to wait to be bonked on the head. There he is. So the items placed inside this area are random. Where they are for me, they may not be for you, but the thing that is stagnant, the thing that does remain in the same spots, is the letters. And we do need to collect some of the letters for an achievement. I'll show you all the locations of the ones I could find even after the achievement, but the items may not be exactly where I search, but they will be around the area where I search. A good example is in the cell here when we load up. The rock has 3 locations it can be in. So it can be on the right there, and my posters are still in my hands, which I thought was funny, and they still have the glow around them. But it can be in this corner here, and it can also be on this shelf. As you can see, there's a letter on this shelf, so you want to push B to interact with it, then A again to close it. Now we want to take the rock that could be here as well, and bash this metal sheeting. Eventually it'll let us free. As you can see, there's the woman that was not very nice to us. So we're just gonna let her rot in the cell. So there's a letter here as well. He will chase you. so you just need to run away from him. And sometimes in the location you're in, you'll have to go around him because you can get cornered very quickly. The things on the floor are what draw him. They create sound, the metal sheeting and the cardboard. I think it's cardboard. Stuff like that, but the stuff on the ground. As you can see, he'll even come into the cell area where we escaped from, so you just want to run away till he stops chasing. The 2 items we're looking for is 1 on this, there's a ladder, and 2, there's sometimes an object on this desk. For me, the object wasn't in this location, but on the toilet, which is quite unique. You want the old key, this will open up a door to another area. There's also a gasoline canister we want, but because he keeps hovering around the area, I'm just going to go with the old key. And come back. I thought it was funny if I kept the posters, so we go to the left here, and you go to this pair of boxes. This is where we're blocked off. You'll see an energy drink. This energy drink is usually always there if you want some energy. As you can see, that will refill you and let you run faster. So again, we have to search this area for letters. Sometimes the object can be in here that we're after. As you can see by the spiking knees around. And there's the letter that I was talking about. So we need gasoline for this. You can activate it, but you need the gasoline in order to get it going. So we want to go back to the first area we were in so we can find the gasoline. But before we do, right here is another energy drink if you need another one. He can kill you, FYI, so running away is the optimal choice. You think it takes 4 hits or 3 hits before he kills you, so it gives you a little bit of leeway. This is where the gasoline was for me. So now we can go put that into the forklift and start the next part. There is also a letter on this table. This popped the Hong Kong letters achievement at this point, but I will still show you others. So we want to fill in the forklift and then move by pushing B onto the forklift. Drop the gasoline when you've used it, as we won't need it. So the keys can be random, but there's a letter on this table, and just next to it are some keys which we're going to ignore. These keys here. Those keys open the cell to the woman that was abusive to us. There's also a letter inside here, so that's another letter for us. And to our left here is the crowbar. You might have it in a different location as I've stated, but the crowbar is what we want, so now we want to head back. Run past him and to the left. If you go into this corner, they can attack you, and then from here you can push B to break the... it says table, but it's not really a table, it's planks. There's 3 of them, so you just have to move up slightly after each one that you remove. And then you can drop the crowbar and head inside. And there'll be another energy drink, a letter, and the... well, it calls it a rotary key, but... it's the pressure wheel. So we want to get this letter here on the table, and I'm pretty sure that's all the letters I could find while I was running through. So we want to take our key, which will get us out of here, back to the area with the keys, and interact with this object here, and then we want to hold it to spin open the door. Once we spin open the door, we can interact with the door with B, and then we can escape, and this will get us 2 achievements once we run away from this area. And I still have the posters from work. You'll get Beat It Chick for leaving the girl in the cell, and then you'll get the ending achievement as well. They call it the neutral ending, but I like to call it the bad ending, because pretty much everyone dies. When we restart the game, we'll be getting what's referred to as the second neutral ending, but I like to call it bad ending too. So once we hit continue, we can push start. And then we can go new game and start our neutral ending 2 ending, which is bad ending 2. So again, we can skip the cutscene, and then we're going to begin day 0 again by talking to this man, our landlord I guess he is, and then you can answer any way you want. This is the playthrough where I got the motorcycle to appear. So I do actually get that achievement in this one, but you may have got it in the last playthrough. So this is day 1. So we want to begin by going to work, which by now, thankfully, we will know where that is. And we have to talk to the shopkeeper again to start the first day. So with the day started, we want to come over here to the vending machine, aim at the inside so you can watch the cash register, and then buy yourself a drink. Now I'm just going to fast forward it times 8. As long as any cops don't come, they won't pull you out of this. If they pull you out of this when you're doing this, it soft locks so that you can't basically talk to anybody. I did an explorer fix for this, so on the levels where there's a cop, basically you either want to do the other glitch, which I showed in the original run, or you want to keep an eye out for them, which I will do on one particular level to show you, and get off the vending machine beforehand. But as you can see here, anyone that comes in and leaves, we don't get punished for, because we're on a break. So this way we can go have a drink, we can go to the bathroom, we can go and do something else. Because 3 playthroughs, and you can't just go to the day to get the ending, it's a lot. So I figured I'd find a solution to help us. As you can see, sometimes I've kept it fast forward because I've actually gone myself to do something. But once you get out of it, anyone that wanted a conversation with you will immediately have a conversation with you. As I said, this guy isn't really of any use, but I wanted to show that the people waiting for conversations, it doesn't bug that out. Just the police, because the police basically can just interrupt you immediately. Turn off the light, switch on the job again, and as you can see we earned $50 for just sitting there idle doing nothing. Nice little payday. And we can head to the house and we can do it again for the next day. So this is day 2, so again make a save. Start our working day, and again choice is yours if you want to do the dailies first or you just want to do the glitch and idle it while the day ends. I was trying to get the clock interview so you could watch the clock when I fast forward it. As you can see, the clock is kind of cool because it actually does slowly go through. There's Mateo, who we were waiting for. So be nice to him with the left option, and then say that's great. Ignoring his creepy comments. Serve our last customer. She had to give me a credit card, so this is a little bit difficult to do from here. But if you sort of run at it, because you can't really reach it, you can grab it. I know I could just go around, but I wanted to show you that it is possible if you wanted to do it. There we go. And like so. And someone had to come in once my job was finished, which is annoying. I mean, the shop was closed, honey. Be quick about it. Is when you finished your task, which I only worked out now. I thought I had trash bags. I've been playing too much. So turn off the light. And now we can go home. So now we can go to bed, and this will be day 3. Don't forget to save it. And now we can head to work again. And there's the guy with the pamphlets again. So this time I'm going to do the tasks first, just because I think it'd be a little bit quicker. I'm gonna save the 3rd task and just sit idle now. I had to work my way into a view that I could still see the cash register while the guy was standing there. But again, you can go have a drink while you're doing this, you can go to the bathroom, or you can go do other stuff and come back. It makes it much easier since we are required to do 3 playthroughs. And each playthrough you have to play through till the 7th day. Well, except for the first playthrough. The first playthrough is 8 days, but still. Not a single one of them are taking his flyer. Would have been cool if the occasional customer picked one up. Even if it just vanished once they went in the store. But here's Helena again, being her usual self. gonna be semi-nice to my comments this time, but we're still gonna leave her in the jail cell for this playthrough. And I can say that without spoilers since we've done the first playthrough. So serve this customer. So we just have to do our last job, which is the filling of the soap dispenser, and then we can turn out the lights. Ignore the scream again. That's none of our business. Head home. And then we can click on the bed. And then we can save it, because now we're on day 4. And right here is where I noticed the motorcycle guy. See, he's right in front of the hotel. So we'll go, let's go. And then we can jump back on the motorcycle after the achievement. That'll get you motorcyclist. Like I said, you may have gotten this early or you may get this later. Depends on when he shows up, but that's where he does show up. So now you know. Talk to the homeless guy here. Let him stay. Sitting like so, because if you watch from the corner, and I've only times 4'd this one because it's important. Mateo shows up, so we want to talk to Mateo. So we're going to hit not now. because he's blocking the view from the cops. And again, we want to be nice, so what do you want is the option. And then what do you know about the disappearances? And he'll say meet me at the top of the nightclub after your shift, which is what we're going to do. So now again we're waiting for the cops, and once you see them you want to hit not now. It is possible to use this glitch with the cops, but you have to be aware of where they are, so you can see them coming. I've hit not now, and immediately they put you into conversation. Once the cops have finished their conversation, you can do the glitch no problem, but you're always got to be aware of them. So now we can click on the machine the regular way, and then just continue the day. I figured just continue putting this one on 4, because it's almost over anyway. As you can tell by the homeless guy leaving. So with the last customer, serve them again. Just gets rid of them quicker. Congratulations, you won the last customer award. Here is your service that no one else got for the whole entire day. You can't collect money while holding the shopping bag, by the way, so you do have to make sure your hands are empty. Now we can turn off the lights again. And now we can go to the nightclub. So we're not going home, we're going to the nightclub to talk to Mateo. So we have to go to the bus stop, and then down from the bus stop is where the nightclub is. You can see the bright neon lights right here. And we want to go inside and to the left, up these stairs. And then he's all the way at the back on the left side here, doing what almost looks like a T-pose. Then we ask him what does he know about the disappearances, and who is that businessman. Well, I'm going to go with the second option, and then say okay, let's go. So that sets it up for us to basically be able to go with him later. We can't go with him right this minute, but we will be able to later. So head to the bus stop, and then we can go to bed, and this will be day 5. Save the game again, because it's always good to save it when it's a new day. We don't want to head to the park where Daniel was talking to us about going. We're going to let Daniel die yet again. Sorry, Daniel. We're going to head straight home. Since I have the money, I'm going to buy a bed, just because you don't have to do this. But I thought it'd be nice to sleep in a proper bed for once. Okay, so we can save the game. As you can see, the bed's not much to look at, so the floor does seem like a better option. Again, fast forwarding through the day. And here's Mateo. And that should be everyone. Yep, so we can turn off the lights and we can head home for day 7. Day 7 will be the last day. Again, there's Daniel, but we're going to ignore it again and just go home. Go to sleep, and then we can save it, because now we're on to day 7, yay! to the bus stop, but again, we're not heading home. We're going to talk to Mateo and get the neutral ending 2, or bad ending 2 as I like to call it. So here he is, so we want to talk to him, and then we want to go with him. Then we want to talk to the person on the left here. I just told them anything will be fine. And then, and something to eat now. And you find out that Mateo isn't just a creep, but he's also a part of the problem in the town. So isn't that lovely? Interestingly enough, as you can see, we're outside the cells currently. So we wake up inside the cell, and again we have to pick up the rock from one of 3 random locations. And as you can see for me, this time it's on the right here, but it can be there, and it can be there. We don't have to worry about the letters this time. So now we can pick up the rock, and we can bash our way out again. We don't have to worry about Helena, we're just going to leave her in. All we have to do is get the key and the gasoline from a number of random locations they could be. As you can see, the gasoline is not in the same location that it was last time. Right here is where the key is. And again, I'm having trouble spotting the gasoline. If you come out this side, this is the side you use for the crowbar. I'm going to open the door and then go down here and search for the gasoline down here. It's possible I just missed it from the first location, but I still search here just in case. As you can see, the key has moved though. So the key to Helena's cell was in this section, whereas in the last time I played, it was in this section. It's just something to note that the key also for Helena's cell can move around, but I found the gas. This time it was in this room. So now we can head through. Again, I'm going to take this way just to avoid him, and we can put the gas into the forklift and then hit the forklift. Then we just need to get the crowbar, take off the planks, grab the pressure wheel, and we can get out of here. left here is where my crowbar happened to be. I just spotted it, thankfully. This is why I actually prefer it to be darker in this spot, because it's easier for you to see the bright light on the objects. But the choice is yours if you want the flashlight or not. I show in my good playthrough where to buy the flashlight, but I just mention it while we're playing these playthroughs. So we want to hit B to take the planks off. Grab the pressure wheel and the soda if you want. And then we can get out of here. Hold B to open the door again, and then go straight through. And then when we run away, we will get our ending. It's the second neutral ending, or the second bad ending as I like to call it. And once we get to the main menu, we can start a new game, and then we can start the good playthrough. So we hit new game, we skip the cutscene again, or watch it. Like I said, the choice is yours. And then we have to talk to the landlord, and then we can go to sleep, because that's day 0 for all 3. So we're on to day 1, and we have a fair bit to do today, because this is our good run through and our mop up per se of all the achievements. So we want to head out, and you want to head towards the hospital, which is just next to the dance studio, as you can see here. And just up here you'll see the thing blocking it, but you want to click on sus, so push B on sus, and this will get us an achievement. And we want to go into here, which is the basketball area, and we want to talk to this guy. We want him to basically ask if we'll go get the ball, and we agree to it. So if we come down this way, we can also pick up a book. Books can be used to get currency, and early into the game, since we're not doing our job at the moment, it can come in handy for a few achievements where we're required to buy stuff with money. So we want to head down this way. And before we head into the shop, you want to head down just before your business, where the benches and pick up our second book. This will get us another bit of money. So we want to head to the convenience store here. And we want to hand in those 2 books. Then we want to buy a flashlight. Then we want to buy a shovel. And before we talk to him again, we're going to go around the back and get another book. This is why we needed the shovel. Right here is a dig spot. And inside this hole is a book. There's a couple of holes with letters and stuff like that in them. I'm not going to show them because they're only privy to the story. If you want to know more about the story, hence why I mentioned them. They'll be at the church where we're heading to. But otherwise, we just wanted the shovel for the book, and there's going to be one more use for it later. But now we want the pliers. The pliers will come in handy right now. And there's one more use for them again. So you want to go into the pizza place, and on my first day, so I got lucky, Smoke was here, and he can appear on any of the days. So if he's not here on day 1, check day 2, check day 3, yada yada. You get the drill. The same as the motorcycle guy. And then we want to go into the Chinese restaurant and click on the TV for... You know the rules, and so do I. So then we want to head down to the right here and down this alleyway just next to the shopping center. If you want another location of some money, just on this car here, on the back part, there's a couple of real here. That puts us to 20. So this is the part where there's a hole that you can dig out and there's a bit of story. But we want the ball, and then we want to use the pliers. And use the pliers to cut the wires here. On this bench will be a guy, we want to talk to him. This will get you the what achievement. Climb the ladder. And then we can throw the ball off the roof just by dropping it with Y. I was trying to actually toss it, but it doesn't give you the toss option for this soccer ball, which is interesting because it's just a collection item. So on this roof right here is a book, and then just next to it is a bit of money. So we can fall down off the roof. There is no fall damage. And we have no room for the ball, so just drop something else. I'm going to drop the pliers and come back for them. Pick up the ball. And we'll go sell the book and then come back. Now the hard part of finding the pliers, as they are hard to spot. There they are. Alright. So we want to head the way of the shopping centre, but not into the shopping centre. Just to the side here, and then down the back alley of it. And on the box just coming up is some money, if you want some more money. I mean, why not? And then when we get to the park, before we talk to the guy here, we want to go up to this part here, and we're going to use our shovel one last time at this hole right here. And this will get us, I think it's $50. That's, yeah, 50 real. That's buried there. And so now we can drop the shovel. We don't need it. Or trowel, depending on what you want to call it. And this guy wants us to clean up the bottles, so tell him I can help with it. You can drop your objects just here, and they won't go away. That way you have more room. I'm keeping the flashlight just so that you can see what I'm picking up. So that means I'll be doing it 3 bottles at a time. There's also some money on this bench. Making out like a bandit, and we haven't even gone to work. We've only got 1 bottle left, but I checked for others because I couldn't quite remember if this was the last one or not. So that's why I'm telling you, so you can go and hand it in, and then just wait for me to catch up to you. As you can see, I'm doing one last check just to make sure I don't miss any on use. But that was the last one, so I won't find any others. So with all of them, we can talk to the guy. He'll give us 25 real and an achievement. So we can pick up our objects again. Figure since we have the pliers, we may as well get a little bit of money. We don't need it, but I figured it's... Got the object, why not, before you get rid of the object. So that's why I've held on to it. As you can see, the carnival isn't open yet. Well, that just was rude NPC. So we want to head to the police station. And we want to head to the bins here with the boxes. And you want to jump on them with X. Jump onto the bin. Jump over the gate. And then we can run down here. And use the pliers on these boxes. And then we can go through the boxes with B. and up on the other side. And right here on this toolbox will be 50 real. There's also a note you can read if you want some backstory into the game some more. It's quite an interesting read. Then we can jump up the truck, jump to the boxes, and then jump over the fence. We don't need the pliers anymore, so we can drop them. I'll get to dropping them in a minute. But we want to hand him the ball. I was hoping I could use it to throw into the goal, but unfortunately you cannot. But that will get you sports supporter. And then we can pick up this ball, get it out, hold B, and throw it through the goal. Drop the pliers. And this will get you score a goal with your hand. It might take more than one attempt. And with that, we want to do the last thing, which is the dance minigame. So if we have to talk to this guy and we have to do a dance and beat him, we have to score 10,000 points, and we have to do this over a period of days. So the second day we'll have to do it, and it'll be a new challenger and 15,000 points, and then the third day will be the last challenger and 10,000 points. As you can see, it's very not too fast at the moment, but once you get to the third one, it gets very fast. To get the best result, you want the fire, but you have to wait till it's slightly out of the circle, because the circle itself is not correct. If you hit the middle of the circle, it counts it as a fail, which is very annoying on the old brain. I muted the music just to show you my attempt at it, to give you an idea of what to do. The buttons are random, so you may get like an up-down placement where I get a left-right placement. So there's not much I can do to guide you on it, unfortunately. But I thought showing you how many fails and stuff I did might help, because I'm not the best at dance games, because I lack reflexes, especially when they've got this jarring camera angle that keeps changing and all the flashing bright stuff. It's not easy when you're blind in one eye and they're pretty much blinding you and you're trying to hit the combos while your reflexes are terrible on top. I actually got this one first go, but the rest required restarts. I really thought the scores should have been 5,000, 10,000, and then 15,000, because the most I could score for the longest time on the third challenge was 17,000. I will add, you can't get the exact score either. I did do that on one of my attempts, got the exact score needed, and that counts as a fail. They want you to have the score and slightly over, even if it's by like 10 points, which is really annoying. They classify that as a fail. But this hell is now over, and we get 50 real for our trouble. And now we can go to work. So for this, we're going to be getting, this time at work, we're going to get an achievement that I saved, because we're not going to worry about earning any money or any perfects or anything like that. We're just going to do our job, our tasks, and then wait by the power supply box till it says it's time to close. Sure you pick up your items. Now where did the flashlight go? The flashlight must have rolled. Every time you hear that beep, that means you've failed to do something and you got a penalty, which is fine, that's what we want. So I'm going to fast forward it while we stare at the power box. I'm going to unpause it when we get the achievement because we failed enough. Right here, as you can see, future employee of the month, a lot of misses because we haven't done the objectives and we've gotten in trouble for it. So we can fast forward some more. I literally went to do something else while this was happening, so that's why I haven't served the last customer. And now we can push B to close the store, and look, even he waited to talk to us. So we're going to be nice to him just because this is our good playthrough. So I'm saying all the things that I think are the nice options. I don't think it matters with him, but I'm still trying to keep that. So we want to talk to Daniel here and we want to be nice to him. So you want to pick the leftmost options. Tell him you're Lorena. It's good. And now we can go. Before we go home though, we do have to stop and talk to one more person. They will be waiting by a pole just near the stop sign here. And the bench. So we want to talk to her. And we want to give her 20 real. So even if you failed at the job and didn't collect all the money that I collected, you would still have 20 reals because you get 25 for failing. That'll get us another achievement, a generous person. And now we can head home for day 2. So we're on to day 2, so make sure you make a save. And I'm going to show you something fun you can do with the ball, just to distract yourself while you're doing the dancing, because this may take 1 or 2 attempts, or it may take a few. Like for me, for example, it takes a few because I have a few problems that games tend to forget that not everyone has 100% vision, for example. So when I'm getting flashing lights and stuff, it makes it a lot harder. In this instance, there's so many bright colors and lights, which makes it a lot harder. But we have to score 15,000. Again, I still think this should have been 10,000. And as you can see, the soccer ball is in play. I thought that was kind of cool. So again, the buttons are randomized. I really wish the colors of the buttons had at least had a stable color, so that way you could associate a color with a direction. It would have made it a little bit easier than random colors as well. I'll also add that if you score, say for example on the first challenge 10,000 exactly, because I did score, I don't remember on which one the exact score needed, but because I didn't get over that score, it classified the AI as winning, even though I had, say for example, the 10,000 points. So if you do play the dancing mini game, just note that you have to at least get, say for example, 25 more points than the actual score for it to count. I figured I would include the dancing even though it's randomized, just so you can see how many mistakes I made, and hopefully give you a good idea of what to do. I can tell you for certain that the second time I did this dancing one for 15,000 was not the first go. It took me quite a few attempts to get this one. And now that nightmare's over, so we've gotten that one. The reason I suggest making a save, I will mention once I collect my ball, is because if you make a save and make a mistake, like you take too much energy and you're having trouble, you can always quit, reload your game, and then when you load back in, you'll have all your energy back. You could also buy a drink if you wanted, but for the second one I didn't feel that was necessary. So you want to take the bike to the park, and if you don't have the motorcycle, then you will want to walk to the park from the supermarket, because at the park you'll notice that there's a protest. We want to talk to the lady and we want to get on TV, so we're going to lie our butts off. And corrupt individuals must be punished, is the thing we want to say. And then the option on the right, and that will get us live. Now we can return to the bike, or if you don't have the bike, you can head back to the supermarket and I will catch up with you there. Again, don't forget to check for Big Smoke in the pizza place. In case you haven't gotten him, I figured I'd mention that. Probably waited in the location, but I wanted to try and time it first, and then I can show you. So around about now, around about now is when Mateo will show up right here. See, you can see him spawn in. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to be mean to Mateo because we've already done his ending and I don't want anything to do with him. So he can just go away. And since we're here and we don't care about actually doing our job, if you go into the Asian restaurant where the guy said he'd be, I thought this was quite funny. He's not in there. He doesn't appear in there until after we finish our job, which I just thought was quite funny because he said he was going to be there and he's not. So we've still got ages for work, so I'm just going to fast forward it again. I almost forgot before we leave to talk to him. I don't think you need to talk to him, but I just wanted to tell him about Mateo. And before we head to home at the bus stop, oh well, first we want to go to the Asian restaurant. And we want to talk to this guy. I'm just having a drink right now, so that's why I haven't pushed B. He doesn't really say much. So when you talk to him, you want to select the option, hey, my name is Laura. What do you need from me, sorry? And what have you found? And he'll pretty much tell you he hasn't found anything. Now we can go to the bus stop. But before we head home, there'll be the girl that we borrowed the 20 real to, that we can chat to. And we want to be nice to her. It's very important. Tell her our name is Lorena. And yes, I know them. And then we can leave. Now we can go to bed for day 3. Save the game. Now, I can't guarantee that this actually helped, but this is what I did. I felt it helped, so I'm going to include it for everyone else. So I went into the options, and I changed the brightness down completely, because as you know, as I've stated, I'm blind in one eye, so the lights really didn't help. And the sensitivity I made to about half. I originally had it at full, but I think it was too sensitive, so I put it down to half. Then I went back to the menu, and I went through all the languages, testing how well I would do, and the Korean language was the one that I seemed to be able to keep the rhythm with. So I went to change the language to the Korean language, which is the Korean flag down the bottom there, next to the Japanese flag. Then you want to hit the blue symbol, which is load game, and then we can go into the door. So I would suggest for you to change your settings and maybe go through the languages, find one that can help you get into a rhythm for this. When we chat to the person, I'm just going to place the ball down and then have my soft drink, so that way I have more attempts. The ball is just for a bit of fun. So we want to chat to the girl, and because it's in Korean, you want to use the left option. Depending on what language you are, it's always the left option though. And so here we want to score 20,000 points. And the problem I had with this was, because of all the bright lights, even with the brightness turned down, was that I would have my eye start to water, so it would make it incredibly hard for me to also see the button prompts. As you can see, the buttons are very fast. And the trouble is, if you fall down, it's hard to get back up. The worst part is the randomization, because you can't even get used to a set combo. And then for me, the color scheme, because it throws me off when they're different colors. You have to score just more than 20,000 points as well, and this is the one achievement that could prevent you from the 100% and take the longest time. It is not easy, and it really should have been 15,000 instead of 20,000, or at least slowed down, or add a bonus round or something that could get us a few more points would have been nice. The camera angle changing does not help as well. It made me lose focus a couple of times because it would suddenly shift camera angle. I didn't appreciate that. While I'm trying to concentrate and all this stuff is happening in the background, it makes it extremely hard to concentrate. A trick is when you're about to fall down is to try and spot the next one straight away. Not the exact next one, but the third one. So, say for example, it's a down, a left, and a right. Try and spot the right, because if you hit down and miss, you might be able to get straight back up with right. But the problem with that is also you might fall back down again. If you fall all the way down, sometimes it can be horrendous to even try and get back up, and you may as well just quit and reattempt. I wish you a lot of luck in this, and I wanted to keep it in so that way you could see my successful attempt at this. This took me more hours than I'd like to admit that I did, but it is what it is. It was not easy, and I hope it's easier for you than it was me. And as you can see, I only just made the score. But that gets you the achievement. A great dancer. Now, you can choose to do this if you want. You won't keep the reals, and you won't keep the... I had to show the achievement, by the way, because it's just that damn hard. But I quit to the main menu, just so I can change the language back. This means I lose the 50 reals, and the game doesn't recognize it as passed. You can choose to do that, or you can continue on with the next part. I wanted to put it back in English for everyone. The choice is yours. The main focus was to get the achievement. You don't really need the money. If you liked me putting in the breakdown of the game, let me know, and I might add that in future videos. This one required it, in my opinion. So we want to take the motorcycle, and we're going to go to the fairgrounds. So if you don't have the motorcycle, head to the park, and just up from the park is the fairground. So I find the best minigame to play is the ring toss. So we have 5 rings here. And for fun, you can toss the ball into the ring toss like so. So the trick is to throw it at the yellow one, and if you do it just right, you don't want to do it too low like so. If you do it just right, you can actually have the game itself put the ring on like so. And this will get you 300 score. And basically you just have to do that with both of them, and if you can manage it in one game, you'll actually get 600 score, so you can immediately get the achievement. But this is why I provided lots of money, so that way if you're struggling with the mini games, you can play them a bunch of times to get the points. Even though I didn't see it go on there, I got 600 points, so I'll take it. It glitched for some reason, and that gave me the achievement. I wish the claw machine was working. That would have been a cool mini game to play. Just here near this bench where the newspaper article is the Ferris wheel. If you go up to the guy serving on the counter, there's a book, and you can sell that if you want to. So we're going to leave the motorcycle for a second and head to the park. And from the park, we're going to head back to work. So 6 minutes still left. I'm gonna stand here and then just fast forward through time. And now we have Helena being her usual self to us. Again, your options don't really matter with Helena, but I try to pick the less aggressive options in the good playthrough. Although I don't think calling the police is less aggressive, but it's better than calling her the other word. So we want to fast forward again. So Maria's going to show up, and this is perfect because we need to do something quickly. So when Maria says to you that she's the store, and to our left will be an interesting character just hidden in the darkness near this car. You want to talk to him, and you want to say, "What are you doing?" And then, aren't you doing something else? And this will get you the usual suspect. Or I should just say suspect, because he's too suspicious. If you talk to Maria, she'll just say thank you for letting her wait inside. She'll leave in a bit. So now we can go back to fast forwarding. That was a very important thing you don't want to miss, because that achievement is missable. That's why I got you to talk to Maria and give her the 20 real. Head to bed, and now we're on day 4. So make a save. And then we can exit out. Don't forget to check for Big Smoke again. I'll tell you one more reminder, just in case he's at the pizza shop, because you might not have him just yet. So we want to talk to the homeless guy. This time we're going to be really nice to him. So when he asks if he can stay, say, of course, no problem. And then when he tells you about what he's doing, give him 2 real. And then we got Mateo giving us trouble again. I'm going to call the police. What do you know about the disappearances? I figure you may as well ask. And he tells you to go to the nightclub, which we're not doing, of course. You can talk to the boss as well if you want. You can tell him about Helena. And as you can see, he's watching football. Or soccer, sorry. He's watching soccer. So now we can fast forward again. It's to end day 4. Gotta pick up my energy drink first though. Don't want to forget that. Now we can go to sleep, and we can enter day 5. So now again we want to go straight to work. We want to talk to the homeless guy, and again we want to be really nice to him because we're trying to get the good Well, we're fast forwarding it very shortly. Daniel will show up. And he wants us to go to the park, which we should do for another achievement, but now we can go back to fast forwarding it. Now that the day's over, we can serve the last remaining customers. And we want to head to the swing set. This is where he will be. And when we talk to Daniel, we want to say some specific things. So we want the left option. And then the right option. And then the left on option. It's too dangerous. Very important. This will get you an achievement. Tragedy averted. And now we can take the bike back if you left it like I did. Otherwise you can walk back to the bus stop via whichever path you find it easier. And don't forget to check for Big Smoke again. This was another reminder at the pizza place in case you haven't found him just yet. So when we get to the bench, we can head home and begin day 6. Don't forget to make a save. Now we can head to the supermarket. Again, don't forget to check for Big Smoke if you need to. And we want to talk to the homeless guy. And again, we want to be very nice to him, so good evening to you. around in circles. And then she ruined it, which is sad. It was fun while it lasted. So now we can fast forward while we wait for people to talk to. And we got Mateo, because, you know, he's annoying and persistent. I'm not interested. What do you know about the kidnappings? And that gets rid of him. As you can see, the boss is not in the office. It's nice and dark. And now we can fast forward again. It's close to the workday being over, so I'll serve the customers that are remaining so that way I can get out of here a bit quicker. Go home. We're almost on to the last day. So we want to go to sleep. And this will bring us to day 7, so we want to make a save. Don't forget to check for Big Smoke again, just in case you've been real unlucky. We can head into work. And we can talk to the boss. So now we can fast forward it till Daniel shows up. And there he is. And he tells us that basically he has the keys and he's ready and going to be waiting at the bus stop for us. So that's fantastic. And now we can continue to fast forward it. Our shift is almost over, so we may as well serve the customers that are left, like we usually do. And now we can turn out the lights and head to the bus stop to speak to Daniel. Don't forget to collect our objects.
Hey!
Had a thief come in last minute. That's annoying, but easy fixed. At least they were right there. I was like, why isn't it letting me turn off the lights? They came in when the store was closed and everything. I was just like, wow. So we have to go with him to his house. This will get us another achievement once we're finished with the conversation with him. And he wants us to go by ourselves, which is... yeah, and right on his desk above, interact with the poster, and this will get you the Man of Culture achievement. And then we can leave the eye of the door. So the location they tell you isn't really helpful. So I'm going to show you where it is. It took me a little bit to figure it out as well. So I want to get on the bike. If you don't have the bike, make sure you have the park or the Ferris, or the amusement park I should say. So from the amusement park I'll show it, and then I'll turn around and show you from where the park it is. You want to come over to this, past this stop sign, to this doorway here, right here, and you'll see it turns red. This is the entrance. So as you can see, there's the park, so it's just straight for that entrance. Once we're inside, we can go to the left here and interact with the door. Funnily enough, the thing we have to interact with, they expect you to interact with it at the front, but I went behind the desk just for something funny to happen. So if you interact with it here, you can read it if you like. I cycled through it so you could pause it if you need. But once you've grabbed it, you get knocked out. But by what? Because we couldn't see him. We'll get asked a few questions here. Again, it doesn't matter, and then we'll wake up in the cell and proceed to do the same thing we've done last time, which is get the objects we need, again randomized, and get out of here. So we want to pick up the rock from one of the 3 random locations, and then we want to knock down the middle piece. Remember not to drink your drink just yet, like I almost did. So now we want to search for the objects. So the first thing is the gasoline can. I got lucky and found straight away. This is why I suggested having the torch if you want it, because as you can see it's nice and bright. I didn't mind it being dark while finding this stuff. As you can see right here, the keys are not. So the next place I check is the bathroom, and they're not there either. I actually walked right past them because I didn't check that cabinet because of my angle, and that's where they were. So I will come back to this area later. I'm searching the other area just in case they're in this area. I figure maybe if I go to the door, it'll know I need the key. Sometimes the objects can be the hardest things to find, so right here I'll notice where I miss. Oh no, not here. They cut off that section. I forgot that. It'll be right here that I check and see it. And I'm like, ugh, I walked right past it. Can't be helped though. That's what happens with randomization. I also forgot to set the brightness back up to full after the dance thing, so it's really dark this time, and I do apologize for that. So we can fuel up the machine and turn it on. Now I'm just looking for the key because, as you know, the key can be in this location. I saw the key, but I'm just trying to make sure I don't bring him. Well, I'm trying to find the... He got me the first time out of 3 runs. I tried to pick up the key here, but it seems to have blocked you from picking up objects, which is interesting. Well, he's around, so I have to run away. I run into this corner just so that I can hide from him. There he is. Let him walk past. The flashlight doesn't seem to attract him, which is really good. I give the dev props for that, because games that make you get chased and the flashlight, nah, it's not great because you can't see. Whereas this one you can see because you're allowed to use your flashlight, and I appreciate that so much. So now we got the cell keys, so now we get to go to free Helena. Before we do the next part, make sure you free Helena, because we haven't got that achievement yet, so we want to make sure we get that out of the way. Use the keys on her cell, and that will free her, as you can see, and she immediately escapes. And that gets you a good heart. Now we can head to the planks right here, and if you stay in the corner like we've done previously, you can use B to remove the planks with the crowbar. Then we can collect the pressure valve and the soft drink, because we deserve a reward after all that thirsty work. As you can see, it doesn't heal you. We're still flashing red, which I thought was a bit strange. It'd be cool if the soft drink healed you, so that way you could take a few more hits. But unfortunately it does not. So we want to use the pressure valve on the same spot that we know to use it on, and once we do that we will be able to escape, and that will be our last achievement. So now we can escape. And this gets us the good ending. And congratulations on your 1000 G and your last achievement, if you have got the dance achievement. If you haven't got the dance achievement, well, I wish you luck. It is definitely a tough one. I do have bloopers after this, some out of map stuff fun, and some other stuff, so if you want to stay for those, feel free. Remember to like and subscribe, really helps me out, and thank you, sometimes you, for the code. Bloopers! What we've all been waiting for. So to start with, you want to exit your house, and this is a little RNG dependent. I want to show you the first cars that won't work. So you get the sedan types here, and right now we're near the hospital. And if you push X to jump on them, as you can see, you cannot jump on them. You can clip onto the side slightly, like so, but it won't allow you onto the actual top of the car or to re-jump. As you can see here, what we're looking for is a low top car. Those are the ones we want. As you can see, we're in front of the hospital here. We can't jump over it, so there's no way in. But this is the first glitch I found. So if you get on a low top car like so, and then you jump over the fence, we're now in the hospital, as you can see here by the ambulance car. And this is the security station, and as you can see, it's hello. And then we can also interact with the gate, and as you can see, it says that we're not allowed in. So if we go over here to the trucks, we can go through the wall here. And then once we're through the wall here, we can go to the back wall here. And then if we follow this all the way to the end, interestingly enough, there's these buildings that you wouldn't see otherwise, which is kind of cool. I hadn't fully explored this. I'm leaving it for you to fully explore, but I have explored it a little bit. So if you find something cool, let me know. Here you got to be careful not to fall off out of the map, but you can slightly go through here, and then we can go down this way, because now we're free of the barrier. Again, you have to be careful of the edge of the map, but we can continue on. There's even some cool things like this thing here. But once we make it back to the road, this is outside the map behind our building, and just near the hardware store, and also towards the hotel. As you can see, we can go behind those. Like I said, I haven't fully explored it to a degree. I've just shown it off for now. Right here is that door that you can't jump over from the other side. That's where the hotel is. As you can see, you can't even go through the wall. They made that solid on both sides, which is kind of cool. But what we can do with this side of the map glitch is actually get into an area otherwise I hadn't been able to get into. And that is the parkish kind of area. You can see it when you jump the fence, but you can't get over it because the barrier prevents you completely. So this is a good way to get over it. So this fence here, normally you can't get over it, but if you walk this way, that part's hollow, and it allows us to go into the park. There's not much in the park in the way of doing stuff. I didn't find anything, but it's still kind of cool to be able to go back here, and how solid it is pretty cool. And then I'll show you falling off the map. So this is the I'm gonna say 3 next glitches. Technically I classify this one as 1, but because it's the same thing, and the other one I classify as the same thing. But I'm basically gonna show you something cool at the park, the amusement park, and then something cool at for the outer map. So right here it says the dev didn't finish the roller coaster, so I think he would appreciate me doing this because it's kind of cool. We can still go into the roller coaster area if you hug the wall like so. This will lead you into it where you can see it's completely hollow. And we can run around, and there's no roller coaster coming unfortunately, so we can't see what happens if it hits us, which would be kind of cool, but it's still something you can explore for a bit of fun if you want. And then down here we have a second area. Now this one is actually active, so it makes it a little bit cooler. So when we get to the Ferris wheel, as you can see when you talk to this guy, he says basically people aren't allowed in, blah blah blah, but we can get around that. If you jump on this wall here, you can run across, and then we can go inside here, and then we can explore. And as you can see, they're active and moving, because I'll jump and see. It's too bad they're not solid, because it would have been a really cool find if they were solid, because we could have gone into it and rode up. But it's still cool nonetheless. And even if you talk to this guy from this side, he still says that we can't access it, which is pretty funny to me. You can't access the area you're in. So from here we're going to go do the next out of map. It's just the other side. It's the same as the hospital. It just requires a little bit more effort. So we want to run to the hospital, and we want to jump the fence again. Again, the cars are RNG. Depending on days, there's different cars and stuff, so I can't say you'll have a car that works or a car that doesn't work. But as you can see here, I managed to jump it with the sedan. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And right here is a spot where you can climb out, but instead of climbing out, follow the fence line very carefully so that you don't fall off. And then you can follow the fence line here. And then from here we can fall down to the left, and this allows us to explore the left side of the map. The left side of the map doesn't have as much, but there's still some cool things you might find that I missed. And if you find anything cool, let me know. It would be cool to see what people discover. Again, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.